Hello guys. And your first record came out almost 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
Looking back, are you both satisfied with?
Yes. Yeah. Very satisfied. Yeah. I think the outcome. Yes, definitely.
Okay. What was the initial idea?
The initial idea was we briefly had a manager. At the time we had an EP out, and he suggested it would be a good idea to put a full-length LP together.
Yeah.
So we had the arrangements worked out for the EP. So we took some older material and reworked it and rearranged it, which worked out well actually. It developed a common thread. So that's how the LP came about.
When we listen in, we can feel a lot of rightness. Although it is a cluster of old song and new song. How you can explain this?
Yeah, because we have a manager for a short period of time. He asked us to make an album in a brief period of time, so we have to kind of rearrange old songs or the songs which we haven't recorded properly or never recorded. We have to record it properly, all these songs, then add to new songs. That's why it's kind of old songs and new songs mixture. But we tried every song has some kind of equal taste, equal atmosphere. So probably we can hear old songs, new songs, the difference between new songs and old songs, but as an overall, one album, I think.
Because we can see kind of cohesion.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's old song and new song, so it's difficult to imagine this cohesion.
Sure.
Anyway, how would you analyze this melancholy mood in this record?
Because we are always focusing on more like creating kind of visuals in the music. So it's not focusing on melody line much. It's more like some kind of a visual structure, sound structure. I think that helps kind of like a bit melancholic or ambient feel.
What is the song you are most proud of?
Hope.
Yeah.
Okay. With one of you with the reputation of being maniac perfectionist?
Probably both of us, but happily in different areas.
Yeah.
So there's not much conflict there.
Yeah.
So I'm a perfectionist when it comes to sound, and kind of painting the atmosphere with the sound. So Master is very much a perfectionist in the kind of the minutiae of the arrangement.
Yeah. Initial idea. Yeah.
Now, how did you take out the work of the sound on the sound? Is it a public notoriety that you love a lot of pedals and
Sure.
effects?
Yeah. I do have a lot of effects, but it's I kind of just see it as tools for getting what's in your head out through the speaker. So if there's something there and it needs a new tool, then that's how they end up with another pedal in the rack. And so yeah, hopefully it's all used in a kind of subtle way. So it's just another paint for the canvas, really.
Okay. Also, Neil, you already mentioned before that you had the electric parts in your head when you heard the first time the pieces of Massa.
Yes.
According to you, how the chemistry between quietude and energy has emerged when you record the whole record?
Yeah, I suppose it's an attempt to get some sort of light and shade, really. Although our music's thought of in a kind of ambient or therapeutic, that's the word I'm looking for. It's kind of hypnotic. Thank you. It's a kind of vibe. So there are moments like in There Is Only, it kind of guides you along. It's kind of got this rhythmic pulse going to it, and it's kind of doing a similar thing, but it's kind of building it slowly, but kind of it's kind of basically doing the same thing. But it's kind of got you in a kind of trance, and all of a sudden there's this huge explosion of filthy guitar. But I quite like the contrast. So I think it's good to have those two elements, really. So although there's the hypnotic bit, you've got the kind of I think that's where the energy lies. Having something bigger to surprise you.
So So about the background, I wanted to know what is your both musical background or musical family?
My family, my dad likes karaoke.
Yeah.
That's my background. But my uncle and aunt are both classical musicians. They live in Germany. So maybe maybe I don't think he's influenced, but maybe something in our family that.
Do you have both a family conductive environment for music?
No, I'm the only musician in my family.
Yeah.
Neither of my parents can remember any musicians.
Any brother or sister?
Not the player. I have a younger sister, she doesn't play. I think mine comes from just listening to my dad's records from a young age, really, and kind of always picking out guitar. And that's always something I wanted to do from when I was back home. So,
Yeah, I listen to a lot of theme songs and cartoons and the TV program.
But in your family there was no records or that you listen?
My dad had maybe only a few records, but I asked my parents to buy some records, animation, manga.
Okay. Masa, in what condition do you write?
I was inspired by being in a nice space, nice atmosphere. Like let's say being in a gallery is the best way to be inspired to write music. So it's kind of like sounding is very important for me.
What are the songwriters that you both admire?
Tom York, Louis, yeah, Tom Lennon McCartney, yeah.
Nick Drake.
Nick Drake, Serge Gainsbourg, we like him totally. Jeff Buckley.
How is the Japanese scene?
I think Japanese scene, the people are become more independent, not depending on
Yeah, I
bigger
guess
labels.
independent, if you know this. I mean,
Yeah, and some people kind of like doing everything by themselves, touring, organizing, small gigs, or writing music, recording music. And the interesting thing is, in Japan, there's quite a lot of cafes. You just go and play, and then they don't charge any admission, but the donation basis. So you can put if you're a good performer. If it's a good performing, you can get pretty much good money out of it. Generous money that people, the audience, put money into probably some box or something. I don't know. They collect it later. Yeah. So probably, especially in the Yokohama area, there's lots of cafes and bars you can do that. And some musicians just totally make a living out from playing these small cafes. Yeah. It's quite interesting.
what made you to come in London? Actually?
Just for music.
For music?
For music, because when I was a teenager, I wasn't into Japanese pop music at all. Even before I started kind of mastering language skills, I tried to sing in fake English, so. And then I much prefer British music scene, so that's why I chose to be in London. Yeah.
Why not in the United States?
I like the taste in London. I like the taste in music. Yeah. So, yeah, American music is great. Yeah, because Lou Reed is one of my heroes. But in general, I probably lifestyle I prefer in UK.
Right and related social or political problems of everyday, are these topics could inspire you?
Not really. Sometimes, especially when Japanese, there's a big tsunami and earthquake happens. After I saw the news on the TV, I started writing a song because I was some kind of a special in a mental block, like I've got to do something. Then I want to write music. Otherwise, social things or political things, no. More like wake up in the morning, beautiful sky. Oh, I'm happy. That's kind of That's,
Maybe it wouldn't to go with your music too.
maybe not. Yeah.
These topics.
Yeah. No. Go ahead.
I think putting a long musical backdrop is a protest song.
I guess. Personal songs are not too difficult to sing in front of the public.
Initially, yes. It's almost like I was really naked, almost like having sex in front of the people. But I think just the practice, then I love being on stage, especially when audience and us become kind of one. There's some special feel on the stage, so it's very special feeling.
What is the nostalgia part in your lyrics?
Probably Dear Friend is the most nostalgic lyrics, because I've written that song after a very good friend of mine left London and he went back to Australia. And he was a musician as well, and he helped me out a lot for my music career. But now I thought, I have to do it on my own. Then I thought, wow, then that song came out, and the lyrics naturally just came out.
Yeah, it's not a topic for you.
No, I just want to describe how I felt. That's it. Yeah.
And what affinities do you both see with your work and the ambient tag, insofar as many journalists, and especially the English ones, are rating David Sylvian, Colin Newman or Brian Eno under this tag actually?
To be honest, I've always thought of ambient music as more the kind of Brian Eno kind of side of things. You have a kind of 20 or 30 minute soundscape, or Brian Eno's famous for creating infinite music, where it kind of gets to a point and goes back on itself. You can't really tell where it's joined. And it's that. I think that's true ambient music. I think maybe sort of David Sylvian is atmospheric music rather than ambient music, and I think we're probably more in that category. I think we've used the ambient kind of tag, but I don't think it's entirely accurate to what we do, because our music is more song structured, not in the typical kind of A B C kind of whatever. It is a song structure, so I don't think it's true ambient music. It's ambient in the sense that it paints atmospheres, so I'm happy to keep that company there. So.
Yeah. What is the most important part of your work?
For me, I try to make something original as possible as an arc, but the most important thing is
the construction of the structure with the guitar of Neil, or
the lyrics, melody line. You use the guitar part, sound, my guitar part, but I think that connecting with the audience, connecting with the listener, and if they felt something special by listening to our music, that's the most important thing.
how the idea emerge? You come with an idea of the song, and Neil is
The writing process. Generally, Massa turns up with an acoustic idea.
yeah.
Sometimes it's a completely finished piece. Other times it's an idea in progress. But then it takes on a new life once I start to work on my parts to go with it. It kind of naturally evolves. Sometimes it just sits on top. Sometimes they have a direct impact on the structure of the song underneath. So it kind of varies really. Generally it starts off with an idea that Massa has on his acoustic or a lyric.
How your personal lives have changed since the beginning of Roar? Do you? I guess you don't live off your music. How it changed since you?
That's true.
Yeah, since you began the band.
We began as OARC. We've been playing together for about 10 years.
Yeah.
We've been doing OARC since about 2007.
2007-ish, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So that was the year I got married. I've since had 2 children. So that's kind of a change.
Yeah, I guess.
My life doesn't change much, whether I got redundancy or from a day job and stuff. But no, because I've already got married beforehand. So.
Isn't it frustrating to do not involve with a major label, to be entirely concentrated on your sound? I mean, to have this liberty,
Yes.
to be only concentrate on your music.
Yeah. It's harder to keep the pace up when you have to do so many other things. You can't get up in the morning and do the music, and I think that would be ideal. But then again, some people on major labels complain that they're being told what to do, so nobody tells us what to do. So although we can't do it 24/7 kind of thing, or keep office hours or whatever, it gives a freedom in another sense. So there isn't freedom and there isn't freedom.
Do you know your audience?
So
I think they, as far as I know, lots of people said our music is very hypnotic and relaxed. So the people who are looking for not some bang 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 kind of rock music, but something like they want to hear us when they're having a nice glass of wine at home, or just simply listen to it Sunday morning when you're still a bit tired, half awake, half asleep, that kind of condition.
What kind of population comes to your concert?
Population?
Yeah, it's 30-year-old guys or
Probably 25
younger?
to 35.
yeah,
Yeah, that kind of age.
it's a fairly mixed bag there.
Yeah,
Girls and boys?
Yeah.
both. I
Yeah.
think,
What is the relationship you have with the English rock in this scene?
relationship with the English music scene.
I'm sure we have much of a relationship.
No.
with it.
Yeah, I think,
Yeah.
maybe we're maybe more accepted in France or Nordic countries or I don't know. It's just different. I think because I think me singing with a bit of an accent or a mixture of maybe a bit of American or Japanese.
Because I thought that Ailama's the singer.
Sure.
Yeah. So the question was this idea of how it's happened that he said this in your records. The sentence he wrote.
Sure. Well, Massa supported them in. Was it in Tokyo?
2009, Turkey just did a solo stuff. Yeah, they played at OX, I think. Yeah.
You met him.
I met him. Yeah. He even written a quote for us. So we had a good relationship, I think.
What do you think about the music industry bursting? We have today more and more artists and bands that break free with the past natural way, which was to be a major label. On the contrary, today we see emerging this day more self-productions, especially with business model like Bandcamp. Is it a guarantee of more freedom according to you, or the sign of worrying evolutions?
I think freedom-wise, definitely has more freedom. You write music, you can record it in your own studio, which is in a quite good condition. You can release it through iTunes using aggregator. Then you can go to small venues and play. You can make website setup, Facebook, social networking site, Bandcamp or SoundCloud. People can listen to all your songs. But if you want to do something more at a bigger scale, you can't just do it on your own. If you just travel small area in your country, it's okay. Maybe some people make money out of it, do the gig, get the money out of it, doing gigging.
Actually, the idea with the previous question was, the lack of curiosity of journalists this day. With this business model that's emerged, a lot of curiosity. It was this idea, actually.
Yeah. I guess there's more people putting music out as a result of the kind of I suppose there's a kind of democratization of music. You know, you can record it yourself and put it out yourself. But I think there's a danger of it kind of getting lost because there's more people doing it. So I think there's still a need for. I think the buying public still need filters. So they still need good radio stations. But one of the best examples in the UK is probably BBC Six, in that they support kind of new music. And the different DJs on the radio station are kind of interested in different areas. So that's kind of good. And so I think people still need those filters. I think the other possible downside, so they're kind of going away with the old model is sort of from the recording studio point of view. Although you can do everything on your own, I think ultimately you get a better record if you work with other people, because you can delegate, and you can delegate to people who are better at doing things than you are. So if you go to a good studio, for instance, when we did the LP, we recorded in a fairly cheap studio because we didn't have much budget. We were very lucky in that the sound engineer that was there had a big studio background, and he goes off around the world making kind of location recordings as well. And so we really benefited from that because his skill meant that we got a good sound very quickly. He could move very fast, and he was able to give us valuable input. But I think unless the kind of background where he's from, the large studios, unless they can get some money in to keep those studios going, they're not going to train new people. So those skills are kind of in danger of disappearing. And I think for records, that's a bad thing. We're going to have this great nostalgia about the great sounding records of the 70s because they were recorded in studios, but without being able to do something new. But I don't think that's happening yet, but it is a danger.
What about the future? How do you see the evolution in terms of career battle rock?
We're only thinking about next album actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, and it's gonna be songs are more lighter. I think and the songs from N album is quite dark. The next one is gonna be more like you can feel the light, the actual light, what weight by lightness. Yeah. So it's different.
You don't do any covers, do you?
No.
No?
No.
Why not?
We'd make a terrible funky band.
It's like making covers, you know, when I play my own songs, I can sing it or play it from here. But when I do the covers, I'm kind of like looking at someone's piece and playing like this. So it's okay for learning technical things or some bit of a new idea, but
I've done plenty of covers in the past. I'm more interested in something new now.
yeah. Okay.
Any plans for a clip video? I saw that in your, I guess it's your YouTube. You have your face divide with one of your part, and I saw a thing about morphing.
Yeah.
You know, something changing. What's an idea for?
We are thinking about videos. We met a videographer who was actually working with another artist that we played with, we know quite well. So we might work with him.
Yeah, your music could go with a video clip, I think.
I think so, yeah. I think a lot of people say that our music is good for films.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, more film that's...
we should have a film.
Yeah, surely.
Would you imagine work with a drummer or a bass player like a classic band?
Yeah, I think so.
Possible, yeah. But it's probably all work is just as two of us. And then probably we play with individual bass player, individual drummer, or maybe some contrabass.
Would you be interested to write music for a movie?
Yeah.
We're interested in if someone offered us right then.
We can film these things inside the music of before.
There's some interesting stuff going on video. There's lots of, it's kind of like the independent filmmakers. It's kind of the equivalent of independent music really. So there's good stuff taken. So I don't know. Maybe something independent.
You're waiting for some proposition actually.
Exactly.
Okay. Do you think that our music will sound better in intensity term? I think by using a string orchestra.
Definitely.
I can see that.
Is this something you thought about?
We've done
Already?
stuff like that.
Yeah.
With violence and
Violin, cello,
Yeah.
concerto.
Are you considering collaboration with other artists or producer in the near future?
Probably more producer, to be honest. More than other artists at the moment, anyway.
Yeah.
Which with what artist would you like to play?
Artist one. Maybe some.
Or producer?
Yeah.
So far we have a good
Yeah.
one.
I
Really
don't
good.
have anybody in mind.
Yeah.
But
Mark Tucker was.
Mark Tucker's the engineer.
He's engineered in the album, so.
He is very sympathetic to what we do.
Yeah.
So kind of tapped in quite quickly, really. So that there is kind of, I suppose, crossing over already, really, because you kind of naturally delegate some of that responsibility to the guy that's recording it. If he's got something good to say, which he did.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, finish.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Rollo.
Thank you to you.
Cut.
You all.